Definitely not the way we were hoping to end this series in Kansas City after the Blue Jays outscore the Kansas City Royals 15-0 in the first two games of the set. You're like, wow, this team is just going to steamroll these guys the rest of the way. You had Kikuchi, who had a rough start in his last outing, but looking to bounce back today against Brady Singer, the young right-hander. And Kikuchi, the story of the season, we've said it since day one. Throw strikes and you'll be fine. He can't do it today. He walks four guys in 2/3 of an inning. And you give him an RBI double to Melendez. But again, it wasn't really a double per se. It was like a blooper, so there's that. And then Rivera hits a single, little chopper through the middle. Again, nothing hard hit, but they scored 3 runs in that inning. Melendez with an RBI double. Rivera with a 2-run single because the bases were loaded because of walks. And you're down 3-0 after 1 inning. Not what you want to see. Top of the second, Raimel Tapia comes up and he just destroys one off of Brady Singer. And hey, 3-1 ball game. Jays are right back in this year. Okay, we move to the top of the third inning. Zach Collins comes up and he rips a home run to right field, more or less right field, maybe a little bit of right center field. And it's gone. It's a 3-2 ball game here. Jay's got a couple more base runners on. Kevin Biggio gets on. Then Vladdy hits an RBI ground down with runners on first and third. And it's like, okay, great, yeah. You're tied at 3, though. You tied the game up at 3 after 3 innings. It's a great, great job. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning, and with Trevor Richards, on the mound, and a guy at first, a base hit from no, it wasn't Salvador Perez. I can't remember who it was that hit the base hit. Through right field for a base hit. Benintendi moves up to second base. Raimel Tapia, for the second time in about a week, maybe 2 weeks, comes out the ground ball, and it goes underneath his glove. Benintendi was going to stop at second base. Instead, he turns around and is like, oh, the ball's by this guy. All right, I'm just going to take off to third base. And he ain't feeling great, so he was going to stay at second anyways. But no, now there's runners in first and third with 1 out. Well, they were already in scoring position, yes. But look what happens next. They put the runner in motion. He ends up going to second base. Salvador Perez then hits a chopper, and the second baseman's got to cover that because what if he doesn't hit the ball? It's maybe throw it through. And the ball's right in the hole where the second baseman would be, and it's into center field for a base hit. In comes Andrew Benintendi on the single from Salvador Perez, and it is a 4-3 game. Can you imagine if Tapia does not have that ball go by him? It's first and second. No one's moving on the pitch there because Benintendi's not feeling great. It's very evident. So he's not going to try and steal third. So no one's running. And people are playing more or less straight up with Salvador Perez. And that little chopper he hit is a ground ball double play and you're out of the inning and there's no runs crossed. Albeit, yeah, maybe a different situation, different pitch selection, different outcome. I get it. But it's the premise of the extra 90 feet given when it really shouldn't have happened. And it gives them the lead back 4-3, and then an RBI ground out because they get another hit, right? And then Melendez hits an RBI ground out. Bobby Witt Jr. comes in to score. Now it's a 5-3 game. And then at the bottom of the 6th inning, Santana, I wrote down Santana Perez score, so I don't know what the hell happened there. I forgot what happened. But Perez ends up scoring. I think it was a double. I think it was an RBI double to right field. And that makes it 6-3, right? Then we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Whit Merrifield, it's an RBI double. Michael Taylor comes in to score. And then at the top of the 9th inning, the Jays show a little bit of life here, right? Collins gets a leadoff double, and then Biggio knocks him in. It's 8-4. They get a couple base runners on, and 1 out for Vladdy. He can't do squat with it, and the Jays end up losing 8-4 to the Royals. I mean, look, I understand, yes, they won the series. I get it. You won 15-0 in the first 2 games. 15-0. And this is the worst team in baseball. And you gave up an 8-piece. Your defense was awful. Your bullpen was terrible. But shout out Trent Thornton, he was good. It was ugly to watch. It was just really ugly to watch. Pitching-wise, like I said, Kikuchi was not good. He just was not good flat out. 2/3 inning, 2 hits allowed, 3 runs, couple strikeouts. He walked 4. The 2 outs that he got were via the strikeout. Your stuff is good, my guy. But you walked 4. It's not going to cut it. Then Thornton goes out there and goes 2 in the third, right? Allows 3 hits and 3 strikeouts, but allows the team to get back into the game and tie it in that top of the third. But then the bullpen implodes again, right? And it's like I talked about it before. The late inning guys are good. The Simbers, the Garcias, the Romanos, the Phelps, Mazo when healthy. Those guys are great in tight games down the stretch. But that middle relief, those guys where you give up a 3 spot in the first inning or a 4 spot in the first inning, you need zeros to kind of hire a team to crawl back into it. You don't have those guys. Like I said, Thornton was good. But after that, you had nothing. Trevor Richards went out there, went an inning and a third. But I mean, yes, I understand that awful Tapia error was with Richards on the mound. But he still went an inning and a third, allowed 4 hits and 3 runs, strike out 1 guy and walked 1. That's just not good. It's not good at all. He has not been good this year as Trevor Richards. And it's unfortunate they had to play him in a tie ball game because you had no other choice. You really had no other choice when Kikuchi gives you 2/3 of an inning. And Stripling's now in your rotation. You can't use him in that bulk role. Gage was good. He allowed the deep fly ball, but a great catch from Gurriel. He went 2/3 of an inning, walked 1 guy, but didn't allow any runs to cross. So a good job from him kind of cleaning up the Richards mess. But Adam Simmer went out there, went an inning, allowed a couple hits, a run, a strikeout, albeit, again, not in a tight game, right? So I'm kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt there. But Julian Merriweather went an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, and a strikeout. And the run that scored, which was the Michael A. Taylor run, he was up 1-2 in the count. And Collins is set up down and away for a slider. The ball hits him up and in. And I'm like, this is the problem with Merriweather. His stuff is nasty, but he can't locate for squat. And he ends up hitting the guy. And then Merrifield doubles, bringing him around to score. He allows a run as well. Vasquez goes 2/3 an inning, but then he lands on first base. You saw that ankle twist. He has to get helped off. Look, as much as he hasn't been the most impactful Blue Jay, hope he's okay, because that's never something you like to see. And then Jimmy Garcia went an inning, allowed 1 hit and strikeout. The bullpen, it just didn't allow your team to stay in the ballgame, right? I mean, if you kept it at 5-3 after the Richards nonsense, then, hey, you never know. Well, actually, it wouldn't be after the Richards. It would have been 6-3 after the Richards nonsense. But either way, right? You're down 3 runs. You scored out 1 of the 9th to make it, 8-4, or I guess it would have been 6-4. And then you have those 2 guys on base, right? Everything, the stress level is ramped right up, and who knows what happens. But no, you give up those extra runs late in the game to kind of put your team away. And that just can't happen. It just can't happen. Offensively, look, George Springer went 2 for 5. Bo, after a perfect night yesterday, he went 2 for 5 today. Zach Collins, in his return back to the big leagues, he went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, an RBI, a home run. He had a home run and a double, so he was good today. And then Kevin Biggio, he's been fairly good since coming off the IL and coming back up from AAA. He went 2 for 4 with the runs scored today. The team had 12 hits and 7 strikeouts. But I want to talk about Vladdy. This guy, I love him dearly. We all do. But we all know they're trying to pitch him soft stuff away all the time. And we know that he loves that first pitch. But the problem is, when you're getting soft stuff away that's not a strike in the first pitch, you just can't be chasing that. Going from a 1-0 count or an 0-1 count, it's a massive difference. It changes the entire at-bat. It's the first pitch, but it changes the complexity of an at-bat. It puts you more in a fastball count if you're laying off that tough off-speed away. Or if you're Vladdy of last season, you're taking that fastball away and you were driving that thing the other way. He is not right now. Because I look at that 9th inning, right? You have 2 on here, 1 out, and the guy on deck is a tying run. I mean, you're right there. But again, soft stuff away and just a little chopper to first base. And I'm like, what the hell, Vladdy? And even the RBI ground out he had in the 3rd, same type of thing. Soft stuff away, just chops it to second base. And I'm like, he is really struggling. He was 0 for 5 today. And he's got to figure it out, whether it's a mental thing or if it's something, I don't know what it's going to be, but he is struggling. They're firing soft stuff away all the time, and they're going to continue to do so because he can't hit it right now. Anything up in the middle half away, he'll crush it. Anything inside, he'll hammer it. You saw a couple of his outs today were hammered, and they were in the inner half. But anything down and away, he has a lot of trouble with right now. And that's where they're just pumping it. And he's got to figure it out, whether it's to lay off those pitches and wait for your great pitches, which is probably the way to go, or just focus on taking that ball the other way and make them come into the strike zone more. But he's got to figure it out. Now, Jays fans, the upcoming series for the Blue Jays is in Detroit. All right, so they do take 2 of 3 against KC, but still not where you want to be. You head to Detroit, take on the Tigers, again, a team who's still not very good. And here's the pitching matchups I got here. Jose Berrios versus Elvin Rodriguez. Not Eduardo Rodriguez, Elvin Rodriguez. That's a 7-10 first pitch there at Comerica Park. Kevin Gausman versus Bo Brewski, something like that. 4-10 first pitch there on Saturday. And Ross Stripling against Tariq Skubal. I'm just going to go with either of those. That's a 1:40 first pitch there on Sunday in the finale. Jays fans, let me know your expectations and your predictions for that series this upcoming weekend. They have the off day tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are those 3 games against Detroit. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and definitely not the game today, smack the like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays. Twitter link is down below, so follow, send me DM, that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below. If you guys have not done so already, go please follow up that as well. And I will talk to you guys, of course, Jays edition off day tomorrow, Friday night, as the Jays open up the 3-game set against the Tigers at Comerica Park. Jose Berrios versus Elvin Rodriguez. Set 7-10 first pitch there as the Jays can get back into the win column and get a good road start from Berrios. Let's see if we can build off that last really good one at home. We had 13 Ks, a career high. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the game today. We'll talk to you guys then.